May 9th, last trading day of the week. Can we get a
TGIF.
can we get a great freaking weekly candle close here? I don't know. We're at resistance still. Not sure if it can break above. What do you think, Tracker? Are we doing it?
Oh man, I really hope it does. Even if it just closes if it closes at the resistance, that would be a great start for a coin toss for next week. But yeah, under resistance,
Yeah.
might have a sideways Friday or slightly down Friday and a down Monday. I don't know. A lot of things seem something. It's. I'll show you with some of my charts when it's my turn to speak. But basically, in general, some charts are at resistance or hit resistances yesterday at the end of the day and I think are going to be in decline, but others have yet to get into their peak area. Like there are a lot of ones that peaked out near their 38.2% fib extensions or a 76.4 fib extension. Now they're heading down, but a bunch of them are still below their 23.6 fib extensions, and so they still have time to go up. So yeah, this happens a lot when you get a big bottom where everything is pulled down, and then I was saying this yesterday, and then everything starts to go up again. You get a lot of divergences between the stocks. Some of them will run faster because the market picks certain ones to be winners, and then everyone chases into it, and then suddenly they've won too much, and you sell out of that, and you look for the next opportunity, and so like another wave, another crop comes right after that. So it won't be an even. It's not like the market's going to be down everywhere today and down more on Monday, or sideways today and down on Monday. It's more like some stocks will go down today and some stocks will go up today, and we'll talk about which ones of those I think will be happening as we see
I
them.
think it's more of like a risk on play and stuff. So
Yeah,
we can probably see some of those miners, some crypto stuff continue higher, while some of the mega cap stuff and the bigger stuff might be cooling off. But yeah, I'll just start with the SPY here, and we can see, yeah, it's at resistance, guys. It's even pre-market, it's going back up to resistance. So is today the day where they just say, hey, we're just going to break above and close above this 568.95? That's the 50-week moving average. If that happens, that'll be the first weekly candle close above it since basically right here, right here in March 3rd. That week of March 3rd, that was the last time it closed a weekly candle above it. So if it can do that, that's a bullish scenario. But if it can't do that, then I would not get too excited just yet, because this is still range bound technically, and a big range. So they could have some more panicky news where they send it back down to support. So don't trust it until we get some confirmation here. Let's see if today is the day. We don't know. And we'll go to QQQ. Same situation, except it's actually pre-market a little bit above the 50-week moving average, but same situation. The last time it closed a weekly candle above it was the week of March 3rd. So if the QQQ can do it, then maybe the SPY can too. So I'll be watching that, and that level is 489.48. So we'll see if it can actually close above that today. IWM, this one is approaching the 100-week moving average right now, but it already got reclaimed last week and this week, the 200-week and the 50%. So I kind of like this one better because it already broke a major zone, a major hurdle. This 198.80 was a super big hurdle to break above, and we broke above it, went below it this week to get that liquidity again, and now it's going higher. So we are in a new range at a higher level. So the next thing to break is 202.79 to go higher, but this is a great development for the future. So perhaps more rotation into small caps, into risk on stuff. I think that could be what it's saying. So let's go look at Bitcoin right here. And we can see that Bitcoin is breaking above my illustrious 1.618 fib.
that's
The
so
102.
beautiful.
Yeah, the 102.076. But Sunday is the weekly candle close. So is this just going to turn into a wick like we've seen numerous times before? Or is it actually going to close the body of the candle above it for the for the third time? It's only done it twice before. It closed twice above that 1.618 fib. So that is something to pay attention to. But you know what? You can also go to the log scale and you can see what price is exactly right now. So now it's time to look at the range between linear scale and log scale. So remember this 102,076 log scale, boom. It's the 103,611. So technically, it's also still resistance. So this log scale fib, a lot of people like to use log scale fibs for Bitcoin. I do too, but I've been tracking the linear scale just the most recently for Bitcoin because it's not been super explosive, right? But now it's starting to be a little bit more explosive, so we can start to look at the log scale. So let's look at this 103,611, and guess what? That's resistance, and it's only closed one weekly candle above it once before ever. So if it starts to close above this 103,611, then I think it's time to start to really getting a lot more excited because the potential to start launching to the 120s is going to be there. But right now we are in a range, we are at resistance technically. And I know I always say we're at resistance recently, but yeah, that's because we have been. On the way up, there's been resistance levels all the way up, and we've been breaking one at a time. But this is the final boss, I would say, the 103,611 before we explode higher.
Hey, Matt, before I show my Bitcoin chart, what's the top of that wick just to the left of this week? What's the top of the wick from last week?
It's 97,938.
Oh, no, not the top of the candle body, the top of the wick. Oh, you are looking at it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
97.
97,938.
Okay. Remember 997,938, and then switch over
Yeah.
to me. And then I've got this one. All right. So on my 8-hour chart of Bitcoin, you can see that price has extended a little bit above the Bollinger Band, which, as you know from watching Cat, that tends to punish the stock for just a little bit. And I'm thinking I was tracking this up in 5 waves from the 74,434 low, and I was thinking it was going to stop out at where is this? There we go, at 103. No, where is it? Well, anyway, right about where it is now. And the Bollinger Band is kind of making it stop. So I'm thinking if it can't get above, now let's see, the new high is 104,332. 104. And that number you're supposed to remember, I hope, is about, was it 98854? Is that your card? 82236, 50%, or maybe 11.4 after slightly somewhere between 236 and 382. 50% bullish retrace would take us back down to 98.8. As far as like Matt's weekly candlestick chart that we were just looking at, so I was thinking maybe, oh yeah, it's a little higher than that. Price could just sort of end up bouncing. If this is resistance where we're at, price could bounce in this range, 854, and then it's still, but just this is where we'd build the base before it launches up. So your hopefully your liquidity grab area is about 98.854, which is, looking back, it's the upper part of this Darvis box of action. So yeah, it was boom, boom, liquidity grab, and now it's launch is the way I get Bitcoin. So shoot, I kind of want to show my XXRP. This is a 2x for XRP, and at minimum, from its short history to the top, to the bottom, to the fib extensions on the right, at minimum, I was looking for the 38.2% fib, and look, it's gone past that. It's gone just over the 61.8% fib. Extend to the 76.4, which would then make this 38.2% fib the support. So I might look at selling some of my XXRP and then trying to rebuy back down here near 34.62. If you just rode it for a while, 1382 back to 100% for support, and then the 232, 66.38, or right about there to here. That would be almost, well, about 79% higher from where XRP is now, or about 91% higher if you caught it right at the bottom of the 382 support at 34.62 here. Stuff I'm excited about, these and other things that track along with Bitcoin. You didn't ask for it, but here's MSTX, the 2x ETF of MicroStrategy, and then I'll relinquish. We'll talk about Tesla, I guess. MSTX, the minimum I'm looking for this to do based off of this, and then a higher low down here at 1555 to the 382 at 94.19. So this is one of those charts. It's under its 23 major support. So MSTX is a great place to buy, even if it drops back down the 11.4 boss again, near $39. Eventually, it'll go 94 and 64. And so, what from where price is now, that's like 96%, almost 97% higher to the 382. And just to the wave 3 top is about 467% higher. So, MSTX, I like it. Let me stop talking and go back to you, Matt.
Yeah, there's really no update
for
there's no update for Tesla for me. I just want like 282. Close the week about 282, so nothing to talk about for me for Tesla. But I do. Somebody's asking me about Palantir and Robin Hood, so I'll do that real quick. And again, I'll refer back to my last Friday video that I did. I said 114 is what I was tracking the most for Palantir. This is my linear scale again. And the reason why it was the blue level of again, because it broke out last time. Then there was a bearish engulfing candle that just sent it lower to the arc below. But now we are at a point where it broke out and now it just got a big liquidity grab underneath it. And it's likely to close today above. And that's the 114 zone. So that's all I really care about. Stay above that. And yeah, this goes higher. And I think it's going to the next levels above the 130s, the 140s, and even the next level up here in the 160s is possible. So Palantir is great. People that are screaming valuation, they don't understand that valuation is lagging behind because EPS, the price says, or the chart says it first, then the EPS catches up later. So this is looking like a great explosive move still. All I care about stabilization on top of this zone, the 114 zone. We already know that if you did the fibs from back in the day too, the linear scale fib as well from the high to the low back here, we can see that the 2.618 is really around that 108 zone as well. And that actually wicked through perfectly to that zone. So double support kind of hit with this chart, and it really is a nice development. And the next linear fib up there is 147, which kind of aligns with the arc right up here, maybe in June sometime. So perhaps we could be seeing that sometime soon. So Palantir looks fantastic.
Nice.
Oh, and Robin Hood, I was going to do that too.
Yep.
Robin Hood. So yeah, Robin Hood, all I cared about was 49.52 for today. Closed back above this big 786 level. And you know what? Well, it looks like we're going to get that. So beautiful. Next resistance, 63.74. But once it breaks that, it's going to be basically all-time highs after that. And very, very nice development. So I still think it's going to do what like MicroStrategy did and Palantir and go to these fib extensions up here anywhere from the 160s, maybe even up to the 400s, the 1.618. So we'll see. But this is looking very, very nice for Robin Hood for the future. So I want myself personally, I'm not going to take profits too soon.
Nice. All right, I'll just I want to do Palantir and Robin Hood just really quickly to show people where it's at in my fib extensions. So for Palantir, from the all-time low of 592, the all-time high of 125.41, and then the April 7th low of 65.40, I get these fib extensions on the right. And we already killed off the 11.4 boss, the 23.6 boss, and I thought it could stop at the 382 and go back down to the 336. It did not. It's gone past it. So my next target is probably the very bullish 76.4% fib. So I think it's going to go straight for 156.69 next, and then it would come back all the way back to 111.05 if the usual 764.382 pattern plays out. But we'll keep an eye on that. If it doesn't go that high, the next resistance is 139.24. So we'll look out for that next week. And then as far as like what happened over the last couple of days, yeah, it basically retested the all-time high, did a liquidity grab all the way back down here, and then we're right back up to position ourselves just underneath this all-time high again. And then Robin Hood, its chart, basically it is also exceeded the 382. If it goes more than $58.84, then I predict it's probably going to shoot for the 764 next, and then support will be 51.75 after that. So let's again, if maybe the 618 back to the 236, but it's possible to go 764, 382, so 74, 71, then 51.75. Keep an eye out for that. And then let's see, hymns. Going back to the requests. Let's see, hymns. I did this, my larger degree chart says it kind of wants to go up here to the 764. And I think because I had some orders for it, but on its way there, it got to over the 50% here. Oh wait, no, I need these fibs over here. It got to the 1618 practically here for this week. So maybe it comes back to 46.17 next. So yeah, I'm looking for a retrace. If not 46.17, then at least this 123.6 at 49.57, which would be the top of this daily cloud. A little less than that. I don't know. Ideally 46.17 for the next support for hymns. But then if you just want to hang on to it, eventually it goes up to I think 68.01 for the 764. And then CLSK. All the miners are basically still under their 23.6, so they still have a lot of room to go. Basically, you can throw money at any miner now, and you'll probably make money on it if it's not a terrible, terrible miner. But most of the ones we talk about are good. So CleanSpark, it's still fighting the 11.4% fib boss. Here, 0.114, or has just defeated it. It's just right under it. So once it gets past 11.4, it'll go through the 23.8.2, then back to the 23.6. So from where price is now, about 75% higher to get to the 382. There you go. CleanSpark looks great. TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Oh, I9.
Yeah, I got a
go ahead.
HIMS
You have
and
Matt.
CLSK chart. Yeah. So just wanted to share my take on HIMS for you guys. So linear scale nailed the 2.272 fib 54.25 perfectly yesterday. Sold off, and we have the baseline at 46.07. So range bound, I would say. That was a big level to hit, and it nailed it. So I think it might just be underneath the $54 for some time. So I'll be watching the $46 zone to hold as a support for the flipping the baseline to support. So yeah, bullish stock, but it's
just
very
fell.
very volatile.
It's falling right now in pre-market. It's 49.54, and Matt's level of 46 holds right along with mine. 45.27 for an ideal 382 test.
Yeah, so I think closer to that level could be an opportunity, but yeah, I never chase these volatile names because oftentimes price comes back to where you want them to be. And with CLSK, it's almost above the 200-week moving average. 895, 865 was what it closed at yesterday. 841 is pre-market. It is a little bit down pre-market. But we can see that it is attempting to try to break out week over week. So the past 3 weeks, it's trying. Hasn't succeeded just yet, so we'll just pay attention to that resistance. But after that resistance, it's kind of free and clear to go to those $10, $11 ranges that Tracker was talking about before for CLSK. And for Bitfarms bankrupting my family, does Palantir look like a double top to you? No. I mean, everything is a double top until it's not. That's just a weird thing to always talk about, I think. double tops, I don't really pay attention. I pay attention to the market structure and to the levels. And as long as the levels are maintaining and as long as these dips keep on being bought, you cannot always assume double top because then people get left behind.
I mean, think about Palantir and just the incredible amount of positive sentiment in the buyers on it. It's been just rocketing up. Yeah, I don't think it's not showing any signs of slowing down yet. The market's simply trying to catch up to where sentiment is taking it. Okay, I was going to do INOD. Innodata, I did this chart before. Oh, what happened here? Looks like Innodata kind of redid its wave 2. It sort of like dropped again. Based on this chart, I'm willing to change this. Let me just look at the 15-minute. Yep, it was higher before it was lower. Let's do this fun and exciting thing. I'm going to take from this low. I'm going to move my fibs, my fib extension. So instead of this being the 1, 2, I'm going to make this the 1 and this the 2. The best 1, 2s have wicks at either end, and this is a wick. So that's crazy. That's crazy good. So now I'm just going to grab all this and we'll stick it on top of here. And it's pretty close. So 618236, 764382. Man, I don't know what to say about this. At minimum, see, it's already done a 382236. Let's look for 4170 as its next resistance, and if that's resistance, it could throw it back actually down here to 3512, and that becomes a 1236, 76. Whoops, don't move that. 764, and then 2236. 764 for wave 4. 2236. The market's throwing a huge where this price is going to end up. But yeah, see, it's just right in between the wave 1 and wave 2 right now. You could buy it here and then get out at 4170, and then if it breaks over 4170, get back in. But otherwise, try to get back in near 3512. You can see the 8-hour Ichimoku clock kind of split this again. A lot of volatility with this. All right, there you go. Let's INOD for now. If it does do either way, my wave 5 always end up the same. Very close. Either for prices now, the wave 3 top is either 41% higher, and the wave 5 top 80% higher or 86% higher. There you go. INOD. And then BTDR. Is that a stock? Oh, Bitdeer, right. I haven't looked at
That's
this in a long time.
yeah,
This one's a
crypto
miner, right,
miner.
Matt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So look, it's already done the 764 after. Wait, where is the? Okay. Oh. This is one of those ones where I have to redo the chart. I'll come back. Matt, you go ahead and take something, and I'll redraw those. Take a little
Yeah,
lower.
I got
It's
Bitdeer.
bigger.
Bitdeer actually,
Is what happened?
that's what she said. All right. Yeah, Bitdeer, we can see it's breaking levels here. It's going up towards the previous highs, right? So it's range bound once again, right? Between the 2023 high back here and the 886 fib. So we can see breaking above this 886 has been a crucial point in time, right? Every time it broke above it, and stayed above it, it just launched, right? So this is a good opportunity for 1219 to stabilize as support. So I think, in my opinion, as long as it stays above this 886 here, 1219, it's going to start to break out higher and higher. So it's got to overcome 1475 first, but this is a good looking chart. And this 618 fib was a perfect zone to back test after all these weeks of pain, right? This is just commonplace though. It does it all the time. It does many weeks of pain, then it launches higher. Many weeks of pain, launches higher. So stay above 1219, and I think it goes higher.
Oh man, Bitdeer is bigger. So whenever you get a chance to flip back to my chart, 32236 1236 764 2236. So now I'm looking at Bitdeer as all of the price action Let's see, from this low of 2, the high of $27 it hit in January, and then to the April 7th low. This is all wave 1, wave 2, so it gets really big from here. Huh, miner's looking really, really nice. Uh, it's above the 236. It got above here at 1609. If that sends it back down, it goes back down to 236 at 1256. It kind of looks like a market almost expects it to go to the 618 though. So watch 1609 as resistance. If it breaks above it, I need a 50% fib in here. Watch each of the 1895 could be resistance, or it goes to 2181. If it stops at 2181, it still comes back to the 236. If it can get to the 764 though, then the 382 becomes support. So, but let's just watch it for the 382 right now. Anyway, like as I said, pretty close in the long term of it. Where price is right now, to the top of the wave 3 is about 167% higher. Top of the wave 338% higher. Yeah, Bitdeer looks pretty awesome. I'll keep going, Matt, until you stop me. FCX,
I got Oscar. I got Oscar on deck.
I don't have a chart. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, Oscar is looking fantastic right now. So it broke above multiple levels this week, and it has potential to even close above this 50-week moving average today at 1706, and even above this 702 fib 1562. So I love to see bullish engulfing candles reclaiming a lot of support, and this is one of them. So as long as it stabilizes above this 1562, 1613 zone right here, then I think we'll see continuation towards this 786. And this is going to be the big one to break 1992, because that's the biggest number, right? The 786 retrace is the most important retrace to break above to get more bullish. It has tried a few times in the past, and yeah, that was a double top, right? But this one is a temporary double top because I think it'll have some momentum coming up soon to re-break it and go towards the previous all-time highs. So range bound right now, but I'm watching this $16 zone basically to hold. If so, I think it goes to the 19s, 20s, and above.
CX. Looks like it's going to be the 236 boss. So 3957 will be resistance, but it should be able to get through to at least the 382 at $47.15. Back to the 236, 1236, 764, and then 2236. Okay. So yeah, below the 236 is a great risk reward place to buy in. You could put your stop under, I don't know, 3172, but otherwise it ought to go at least 25% higher to the top of the 382. Let's see. I want to try to get as long of these as we can. Oh, I'm going to ask specifically for my Oscar. Yeah, here's my Oscar Health. Oscar has gotten over the 236 and is now between the 236 and the 382. So 1950 is my minimum resistance target before throwing it back to 1633. So here's your trading range. If you just wanted to stay in it, my wave 3 tops out at 123% higher for $38.07 before coming back into wave 4. By the way, even if you don't trade a lot, I highly recommend if something goes into the third wave and you can sell at the top, do so, because it's so painful waiting for the wave 4 to come back, well, especially if the wave 1, 2 was really fast. If this 1, 2 was fast, this wave 4 is really, it's a long time to be sitting in what feels like dead money as the thing retreats. That's for anything that goes into wave 4. And then he wanted to see my SoFi as well. SoFi, let's see. Yeah, this looks right. I moved my 1, 2 again. So it's gotten past the 3, it wicked over the 382 and it's sort of stuck into the 382. So SoFi is kind of tricky here. Either it gets tossed back to $11.66 at the 236, or it pushes back above 1374, at least the 50% fib, likely, as I've got drawn here, the 61.8. That's 1709. So if you can get to 1709, but can't get higher, and it's going to come back to the 236 again, 1166. Hardly ever does 618382. I don't want to say that sometimes. Sometimes it's done 764 and then 236, but that's only if it gets hit with some bad news catalyst in the meantime. But yeah. This is a nice little note. SoFi had a nearly exact 61.8 top to that bottom. There's 61.8% of this whole move. So it's been acting very, and then SoFi, if it just goes to the wave 3 top here, the 1236, 100%, and then to the wave 5 top, 211%. All right, Matt, back to you.
All right. Yeah, there's a lot of crypto requests that I see, so I wanted to jump into that. But before I did, I
Please.
wanted to take a look at Wolf, and we can see Wolf here on my chart. Yeah, here we are. So Wolf, they had bad earnings. I just want to point out that it's back to the 382 fib, the 288. So we got hit by resistance. So I mean, if you just ignore the news and you just look at the chart, it went up to the 100-week moving average, couldn't break above. So yeah, it's just going back to retest support. So this is kind of a normal reaction for Wolf, right? So no big deal, right? 288, watch that for support. Even the 45-degree angle a little bit below in the 260s is looking fine too. So this is nothing to stress about. It's a good market structure now. It hit a low, it hit the arc down here. It's fine. I think it just wants to spend time consolidating before going higher. So let's go to some crypto right now. We'll go to XRP. And XRP, yeah, it's breaking above the 886. Fantastic. The 225,877. So that is going to be something to watch for XRP. But as I was telling Tracker this morning, if you put on the Bollinger Band, we can see that this orange line right here, that's the 20-week average, 240. It hit resistance today. So finally, after wicking through all the support down here, it hit a major resistance zone, right? But I think all that matters for XRP is stabilizing on top of the 886 right here and 225,877. That's it, right? We'll do that. And let's go look at Jasmine. And Jasmine, we can see the chart here. Let me just take off that Bollinger Band, and we can see that this is actually breaking above the 100-week moving average finally, right? We had a big breakout, got rejected by the orange level up here, came back down to retest some support, and it hit that blue angle perfectly. So the market symmetry has been gorgeous on this. So I think what we're going to see now is continuation higher, possibly even to the 2.5-cent zone or the 45-degree angle around 3 cents up here. So Jasmine does look better and better. Just want to see it stay above this 0.01649. We'll look at Ondo as well. And Ondo, yeah, it's getting really close to breaking this angle right here and this 50-week moving average. So let's watch that 101, 102 area. Right now, it is getting rejected by that angle right here at around 105. So it's kind of at a big resistance zone, but the weekly candle close is on Sunday. So let's see if we can just power through and close above everything. And if so, that'll be a lot more bullish for this chart, but it is at a resistance zone right now. And H bar, another one that looks really good here, above 20 cents again. We can see the symmetry of this all was perfect, right? It trickled down this arc perfectly, launched right up to this top arc up here as resistance, back to the 45-degree angle and all these moving averages, and now it's trying to break above the arc and go higher. So we can put on our Ichimoku and just see that, yeah, you know what? The baseline's above at 22.5 cents. Then we got the level up here at the 25-cent zone too. So this is looking like it has some resistance above, but I think once it does break this arc, it can really launch. So we're not there yet, but we're getting closer and closer to a really nice breakout for a lot of things. But as you can see on some of these charts, they are approaching resistance. And the last one I see is Sologenic here. Sologenic. And Sologenic, this one is still stuck too, right? 50-week moving average, 25 cents, 24 cents, that zone plus the conversion line is still stuck under that. So it's not really a trend reversal yet because it's kind of still stuck under a lot of resistance and floating through the cloud right now. So yeah, your 25-cent zone, that is the area to break above. And if so, it can start to go higher. But right now, it's at resistance. Tracker?
All right, let's see. Just to answer a couple quick questions. Kim, AMD is, yes, it's still bullish. It's below its 23.6 fib still. It just got over the 11.4 and is headed to at minimum the 38.2 at $142. We've talked about that many times. Do I hold MSTX overnight and accumulate? No, I tend to buy as much MSTX as I can stand to buy at the time when I think it's a support, and I just try to ride it as high as I can stand to a resistance and then sell it. So, but now I can't remember how much I've got of it exactly, but it's below 23.6, just like all the other miners. So at minimum, I'm expecting to go another almost 100% higher, 96.72%, 98% to the 382, then go higher back to the 236, and so I'll sell here, buy here, and then hang on for the ride of your life for the heart of the wave 3 for these miners, and coin are all going to be fantastic. Speaking of coin, I don't know what the hell happened last night. They reported what I thought were really decent earnings, and it sent the price down. But
Well,
it didn't go that far. And in fact,
it's
a little
back
bit
to
higher.
it's back where
Yeah,
it closed.
it's right. It's right back again this morning.
Pre-market.
So at minimum, I'm looking for the 382 at $260 and 11 cents, or right now to my wave 1 at minimum, and then it could keep going. But if it doesn't, then it gets sent back to the 236 at 213.66. So ask me again next week, and we'll see if we get over this 382 or not. Or I guess that might be a couple of weeks. All right, Matt, how do you want to finish the day here? It's 9:07.
Yeah, I think that's it. We can't get through all these requests. We tried as best as we could. And thoughts on Palantir? Yeah, we already talked about Palantir. You can rewind it and watch that for Palantir, but it's bullish. But my overall thoughts, I guess, what I'll finish off with, since I never even showed a Tesla chart, I'll just show it. Right. My final thoughts of the day is we're at resistance. Right. For a lot of things. For the general market, SPY QQQ is at resistance. Is today the day it's going to close above? I don't know. But for Tesla here, we can see all I care about closing another week above this 50-week moving average, 282.04. That's it, right? Close above that, it goes higher. So a lot of risk on stuff, including Tesla, including crypto stuff. Even though some had bad earnings and the Bitcoin miners, who cares? They still are looking bullish, right? But the things I am concerned about more are the SPY and QQQ because they're at resistance. So we got to take it 1 hour at a time today just to see if it can break above that resistance. And if so, then we can have a good week next week. But if things close at resistance, then I would be cautious going into next week for a lot of the SPY and QQQ related things. So with that, Tracker.
Yeah. I'll just I'll Palo Alto Networks. I still kind of see it as being in a wave 5 scenario for itself. I still don't quite have enough to do a good subwave setup yet. If you've got it, it's gonna eventually keep going higher. I don't know if it's gonna pull back. It feels like it should pull back maybe to about 176.72 to the 8-hour moving average 75. It broke, so maybe somewhere along here, maybe 179, 180. So it could drop back about $8, and then eventually it's going to want to go to 51% higher from if it touches back down here. Where it is right now, about 43% higher at minimum to the 238 at 270.74. There you go. That's as much as we could do today. I'm so glad that the market's roaring and everyone's interested, and we're getting a lot more requests again. We'll try to hit as many as we can every day. But for now, guys, have a great day and a fantastic weekend. And I hope I hope a lot of the things that you're in go up today. That's all I can say. Some things will go up and some things will go down. Things that already ran really hot, like HIMS, are going down. The QBTS is going down, but Palantir might go down a little bit more. But you saw when we talked about it, it's going to be kind of a shallow retrace, and then it's going on to all new highs.
Yeah. So with that, guys, we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of today and a good weekend.
Thanks, Matt. Great weekend to you too,
Thank
sir.
you. All right.
Bye, everybody.